Hi, my name's Louis, and today I'm going to show you what being a food waste hero typically entails. We're going to go to one of my local bakeries, collect the food, take it home, and then list it on the app. Come on, follow me. All Food Waste Heroes have their own Food Waste Hero ID. You can find this on the Volunteer Hub under My Collection slots. Make sure you bookmark the page just so it's a bit easier to find, and whenever you arrive at the store, always show this to the staff. I've also bought my own bags just to make the collection a bit easier.
Hello.
Hi, this is Olio.
Yes, Lewis.
Cheers. Right, the staff are super lovely and really happy that I came. I've got the food here now, so I'm going to take it home and list it on Olio. Bye! Right, now we're back home. First thing, wash your hands. Firstly, as soon as you come back, you want to lay everything out on the table. So you can see today we've got some lovely bread and a few other baked items. But if you did pick up some hot food, you always want to prioritise that. And then use by food, you want to get that up just because you don't want any use by items on there past their use by date. Then you can deal with everything else, such as your best before items. Secondly, you get your pen and paper and you write down everything that you have, which will help with the last step, which is grouping the items. So you want to make sure everything is grouped because it will make your life a lot easier when you're sharing on the app. Now I've figured out what I'm going to distribute, I take photos and add the food to the app. Make sure the photos are well lit and that the food isn't blurry. Too much information, too fast? Don't worry, here's a summary. Firstly, write down everything that you have using a pen and paper. This works really well, especially if you have a large collection, as it can be easy to lose track of how many items you have. For example, I like to write tuna sandwiches times 5, avocado wraps times 10, crayfish salads times 5, and so on. That way I know how many of each item I have. I then divide everything up and I start by focusing on items that I need to share first. For example, the hot food, which will always be prioritised. Then I'll focus on used by items and then finish off with best before or no date items. Thirdly, I'm then going to take photos of each group of items. You can add multiple photos of each item, which is really handy. I recommend putting the lights on to help you take better pictures and keep a steady hand so your pictures are not blurry. If you have previously listed any items, you can head to My Listings and tap Copy, which will create a duplicate. This is a really handy and quick way of creating new listings if they're similar to something you listed in the past. If not, start with a new listing. Oh, and did you know that you can archive old messages? I love this feature as I can filter by new and archived messages, which helps me to see new requests from other Olioers quicker. You can see this by heading to the messages section and in the top left corner by clicking on archived, which will apply the relevant filter. You can then swipe to the right, which will include all archived messages in your inbox, and swipe to the left to hide the archived messages. When you create your listings, remember to set the number for each item and use the counter. For example, if you have 5 tuna sandwiches, you can create one listing and then use the counter to select 5. There's the doorbell. It must be Henry. He's come to collect some pastries. Anyway, I've got to go now. Happy sharing.